Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome to a new game on the channel, Legend of Grimrock, which is a sort of old school dungeon crawling game, but made it more modernly. This one was from 2012, I believe. So I have seen about the first level or two of a playthrough before I stopped watching, so the rest will be a new experience for me. I suppose I can update Twitch. There. Which is up to date. So, we will be playing a new game. We'll be creating our own characters. There are default characters we can use, but I will not be using them. I'll make my own. And then we have an option for old school mode to turn off the auto mapping, so you can use grid paper and make your own map for people that like that style of game. I'm not going to do that. That's madness. Alright. So, starting characters. We've got 4 different races, 3 different classes, and 4 party members. So, I looked up the meta just to see what people generally thought were reasonably good choices, because I didn't want to make dumb mistakes at the start, and then have them have a party that wasn't optimally designed to actually make it through the whole dungeon. And the meta seems to be have 4 Minotaur rogues in your party and you win, because they just do the most damage, and killing enemies faster than they can kill you is how you win. But I'm not going to do that. There's 4 races. I want to use all 4 of them. I want to have at least one of each class. Is there UI scaling? Do you need UI scaling? Looks good on my screen, but I can see if there's some amount of UI scaling. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Nope. So we're going to start with a human fighter. I'm going to focus on unarmed combat. Let's go with good vitality and good strength. And for traits, I already went through and figured out what I wanted to go with, as long as I can read my handwriting. Aggressive, which will give me more attack power, and fist fighter for more attack power when unarmed. And there we go, I think. A bit of strength, a lot of vitality to help survive. Vitality translating to more health. So we'll go with you as my first character. Valoros. Next character will be a lizard man rogue. Do I want to change portraits? This guy looks more like a fist fighter monk sword. Frontline rogue. So this will be our daggers expert. I'm going to focus on combat skills mainly, like the offensive rather than defensive, because I agree with the idea of killing enemies faster than they can kill you is how to stay alive. So with that in mind, you will also have aggressive. And I'll go with healthy to give him 2 more vitality. And then daggers are based on dex. So high dex, high vitality. Which one of you guys for my rogue? Maybe you. Merciel. Third character is going to be a Minotaur rogue, which does not sound like an ideal party, but throwing experts don't use their dexterity to attack. It's just strength damage and they auto hit, from what I've read. So that's the plan there. You will have Headhunter, which is a Minotaur only skill. there are a few skulls we can find throughout the dungeon, and each skull the Minotaur ends up holding will add to the attack power, which by end game means he'll be hitting really hard. Headhunter and aggressive like the others. And then for you, we'll go with strength 21. Max out our strength. Yeah. Crow. Sure. And then lastly will be our insectoid mage, just to round out the party. They will have healthy for higher vitality and strong mind for higher willpower. Willpower determines the energy that our mages, and really all classes have, but mages use them more. Ezrin. So willpower 20 is what it looks like I planned ahead of time. And we're gonna go with ice magic for our mage. So this is my intended party. We've got our 4 characters. And here we get our opening cinematic. Mount Grimrock. A towering spire looms above the clouds, a weathered rock that has stood tall for ages, longer than the histories of men have been written. It is a desolate place now, only remembered when things need to be discarded and forgotten. An airship struggles to gain altitude as it floats towards the peak. Four prisoners, bound by heavy chains, emerge from the ship. The court accuses them of terrible treasonous deeds, but by the grace of the king, their crimes shall be forgiven atop Mount Grimrock. Their final trial is at hand. Numerous prisoners have received their pardons here, yet none have returned to live their life in freedom. They are at the very top of the world, and below them, only darkness and justice awaits. As they are plunged down into the open maw at the peak, their crimes are absolved. Everyone before them has perished in the guts of the mountain, but will you be able to lead them through the dark and to the freedom that awaits at the base of Mount Grimrock? So we find ourselves at the top of a mountain inside of a dungeon, and we have to make our way all the way to the base. So the way the game is played, we can move around on this grid-based movement system and turn. And it's kind of our goal to get through here, solving puzzles and fighting our way through various battles. Our party formation here is how we are actually laid out. So if an enemy attacks us from the front, it'll be mainly targeting the front 2 characters. If we get attacked from the back, it'll be the back 2 characters, the sides, etc. So our positioning actually matters. And we need to keep an eye out for various small secrets. I've seen the first couple of levels, which the puzzles looked like they were starting to get more challenging, but by that point hadn't gotten very challenging. So for instance, we have here, choose your fate, perish in this cell, or pick up the torch. Not a difficult puzzle to solve. You grab the torch, and the gate opens. There are also other hidden secrets around, like this loose rock that all these tiles look very much the same, but this one has this little rock here. When we click on it, something changes. And in this case, what changes is right next to us so we can see it, but that won't necessarily always be the case. Also, we have this strange Illithid Mind Flayer character. Don't know the deal there. We can look around. This is a 3D game, even though we are stuck in our grid. And there is a map that we can see where it shows where we have explored and where we haven't. So I'm just going to fill it in the whole map to make sure I don't miss anything. And then we will continue on. Things will get more exciting when we actually get to some combat. And I'm going to try and keep an eye out for secrets on the walls, but I might miss them. If you guys spot something that I've missed, feel free to let me know. And I'm probably going to grab all the torches. Oh, and I forgot we picked up these things. Evasion +5. That can go really onto either of my frontline characters. Looks like my rogue already starts with more evasion, so I'll give it to my fighter. And then our Minotaur is going to be our throwing expert, so I will give him the throwing star. So combat-wise, how it works is, from what I understand, you just click on their hands, and it chooses, depending on which hand you click on, it'll determine which weapon or which attack to use. So fist can't reach from the back row, but the throwing star can. And then when we walk over it, he picks it back up. Magic is a lot more confusing. It takes several clicks. So we click on the hand to begin casting a spell, and then we have to choose the correct rune, and then click here to cast, which uses a tiny bit of energy. Also, unfortunately, our mage has amnesia, apparently. So we can tell, because I have 3 points in ice magic, I have unlocked a spell. You can see spell question mark, question mark, question mark. I've got the level for that, but we don't know what the spell is, what the rune combination to accomplish that spell is. All of our skills actually have this same progression system. So I can see that because I've got 4 in unarmed combat, I've already gained an extra free dexterity. When I reach level 7, I'll get 10 more health, etc. And each skill has their different progression that makes them better or worse in different ways. That's kind of how that all works. So let's carry on forward. What do we have? Peasant's tunic and peasant's breeches. Protection. Sure. So he's got some evasion and some protection. From what I've read, protection isn't actually that useful later on in the game, because you run into situations where enemies use magic or whatever, and it just goes through protection. Protection being armor, versus evasion is a lot better because you can just dodge those attacks. And then, yeah, I'm gonna grab all the torches. Okay, we've got a rock, which we can put on the pressure plate to open that. But rocks are useful because they can be thrown. So instead, I'm going to grab something I don't care about. Do I want to use the mace, or should I have him use unarmed? Unarmed naturally does less damage right now, because he's not that skilled in it. But we'll just leave him. I'll try a few fights unarmed. If it feels like he's not pulling his weight, then maybe I'll switch to using a weapon until his unarmed skill gets a little higher. Alright. Grab that. Okay, a key. You can just hold on to that, I suppose. Is there nothing else? I'm gonna miss all the secrets. I already know it. Turning too quickly. I keep expecting there to be an attack, and it keeps not happening. You'll also see that we have food. So you primarily get food off of killing enemies, that drop food. And that is a way of them preventing us from spending a lot of time healing, like resting after every fight. Because we can rest, that is a mechanic in this game. But if we spend too much time resting, we'll run out of food. Okay, that's a dead end. Loose rock. Okay. Grab another torch. So that's letting us know about the loose rock mechanic, which we'd already figured out. There will be combat at some point, I promise you. Speaking of... Hey there, buddy. Ugh. It's right-click to attack, which I'm not expecting. I don't actually know what your spells are. I don't want my mage to not get experience, so experience is a thing. We get experience for using our different abilities. But I'm betting my mage... Yeah, my mage is behind because it didn't participate in the fight. Huh. So then perhaps... for the time being, until I can figure out his spell... Or do I take some time right now to try and figure out the spell? Not skilled enough to cast that spell. I want to say it's one of these corners. Fizzles. I guess not. It's probably a single... out of energy. Yeah, it's probably one of these single rune spells, but I just don't know what it is. Okay, we can open that. What do we have here? Leather pants, a knife. We'll give that to our rogue. Okay. Go back to equipment. Protection, that's going to be more of a thing for our fighter rather than our rogue. But I'll move those along. So yes, this is food. Snail slice. Protection +4, evasion +5. We'll give the evasion to the rogue. And he can have our knife. I think that's good. Are there any secrets in here? Not that I'm seeing. So I think we're ready to just continue on. Something on a ledge there. Another throwing item. So, they talk about dancing with regards to the combat of this game. Oh no, turn around. Keep turning the wrong directions. That the correct way to play this game is to not stand in one place, just getting wailed on. That'll take practice for me to learn. Let's see, keeping a vague eye around for any secrets. Oh, I saw you. Come back here. Keep turning the wrong way. Okay. I'll sort that out with time. Oh, more supplies. So we've got bread and another rock. Should probably give the rocks here because he'll be doing a lot more attacks. I just need the mage to have participated in the fights, not necessarily participate as much. And then hopefully at some point I will learn the spell. Some people really like fire magic in this game. Some people prefer ice. There's also air and earth magic. Ice sounded the most useful to me. To close the pit, something needs to fly. Okay? It's an easy enough thing to figure out. Gets us a key. I'm going to grab that back and let's drop down probably another torch. Oh, and we can move around our party if we have a reason to. I don't think we're going to do that much, but it is an option. Oh, and I suppose another thing to consider. We pick this up and quick save. There are sometimes secrets down in pits. So I want to try falling down them. It will take a bunch of damage, but just to see if there's anything useful down here. And it's looking like there's not any good secrets. You can't fly? What can? Well, that sounds like a thing. So we are on level 2 because that's where we fell. I can't actually flip over to level 1, really? There's no way to turn the page. Anyway, there's nothing down here, so probably gonna just reload and not fall. Okay, we've already explored this whole path, right? Yes. Want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. And that got us a key, right? Yes. I need to keep the key on one person. Otherwise, I'm just going to get confused. Actually, let's keep exploring before we actually open that door. In case there's other dangers around. Okay, cool. No other dangers around. We'll just grab all the things and then divvy it up from there. Not seeing any loose rocks. I guess I keep assuming they're going to be at the ends of these paths, if there are any. But there's no reason to assume there won't be any on these other paths. And we can see our torch is dying. That's what the light change in flickering light. So at some point I'll have to switch out to a different torch. Alright, so what do you find? We've got sandals and a loincloth. Sandals is protection +1. You already have... Oh, I never actually put on your clothes. What am I doing? I gave them to him, but didn't put them on. Protection, evasion. I guess we'll give that to you. Attack power +1 and willpower -1. So we don't want willpower penalties to you, certainly. You already have pants. Attack power is probably good on our Minotaur, because hopefully they're not going to be getting attacked much. And so a boost to just attack power is good. Trying to keep an eye out on the walls. Hello. I do not like this big open area. Heal my sight. So we need to do something with his eyes. Also, let's switch out torches. Did that? I switched twice? Can't really tell. If this is... Yeah, this is my fading torch. So let's drop you on the ground. Grab this one off the wall. There we go. And then this one can go in there. Perfect. Okay. Grab another torch. At some point, I'll have enough torches and not bother to keep grabbing all of them, maybe. Hello. Nope. Oh, I clicked the wrong spot there. Perfect. All right. There we go. Some more food. Pick up all of our rocks and whatnot. Come on. All right. Okay. Is that everyone? Doesn't sound like it. Nope, we've got another one over there. Okay. So I'm not talking much during the combat. I'm focusing on it way more than I probably need to be. Okay. Pick up all of that stuff. That gem looks important. More food. We haven't actually taken that much damage, thankfully. I assume that opens that up. Yeah. What did we find? Blue gem. Okay. Now let's check out this side path. We've got a lever for unknown purposes. Could just drop it down there, but I don't want to lose treasure. Come on. Okay, we've got our offensive options back. Nice, got a crit. Why are we not picking up the rocks? Okay. Just a dead end, nothing here. That seems out of place. More rocks. Scroll of Fireburst. So that's what spell scrolls look like. So if I had Fire Magic 2, I could cast that spell. But I don't have Fire Magic 2 because I went into Ice. Huh. Why can he not hold it? Is his inventory... Oh, his inventory is completely full. That's awkward. Sure. So we just picked up another loincloth. More attack power. I think the protection is better for our frontline people than just a single point of attack power. So probably no to that. Evasion +2. Probably give that to the rogue. What else have I picked up? Rare herb that grows in swamps and other moist areas. It is known for its potent healing properties. I think there's an alchemy system. Something like that. We're not going to actually use these other weapons. I'm fairly confident. Delicious mushroom. Okay, so that is food. I guess let's keep all the food together. Okay. Although, maybe I should have the Minotaur with the highest carrying capacity, 78 kilograms, be holding most of my stuff, but even though his inventory is full, he's nowhere near his carrying capacity. Where is the last gem? Oh, right, we haven't explored over here. Okay. Nope, don't hurt us. Oh. I can't actually use my mage. Whatever. Keep trying spells. At some point, I'll figure out what I need to do. Okay. So there's another blue gem. And another loose rock. So I know what that rock is for. In a case like this where we are trapped inside, that opens it up. Let's drop a torch there. That way when we step on it, it doesn't reset the pressure plate. And then we can't grab the torch. That's awkward. Can I grab it like that? Yes. Not that it really matters. Oh, I almost left some food behind. Multiple pieces of food. Alright, maybe we have the Minotaur hold on to all of the food while the fighter takes all of the torches and special items. I need some inventory management system, but so far we aren't really hungry. And I don't have a need to rest. Yeah, everyone's doing okay. So we've got 2 gems, and this guy needs his sight healed. Oh dear. That terrified me. Nope. Do not. Keep turning the wrong way. Nope. Come on. Nope. Stop turning away from him. Dangerous to my health. There we go. Oh, okay. So we've got a shield here, a spear, and we've picked up all of our rocks, I think. No, he came from here. Okay. Evasion +5. Awkwardly, shields give evasion, not protection. I would expect protection, but because it's evasion, we will actually give it to our rogue to make our rogue have better evasion. Spear can attack from the back because it's a reach weapon. So maybe it might be wise to just give that to the mage so the mage can participate more in a fight. Question for you, Minotaur. Which is better? Attack 11, speed 14 versus attack 8, speed 12. Throwing star is definitely better. Okay. And then I can attack from the back range with my mage more readily. And I'm going to need to practice my turning because clearly I keep failing at that. We've got a scroll here. What's your deal? Doors of iron. Great rewards can be found behind these doors. To gain access, look carefully for small details and use your wits. So I think the lore is that other people have gone through this dungeon, have left behind clues. And so that's what we're finding. It's not the creator of the dungeon left behind all these clues, but that other people have been leaving them. That'll go to you and you. What do we have? Scroll. This magical staff is a powerful weapon when wielded by a potent mage. Sure. Spellcraft 1, which we don't have, but it will give us more energy. So that becomes a question when I level up. Do I put a point into spellcraft so I can use that wand, or do I just keep pumping everything into ice magic? And I don't have an answer for that yet. I really want to know what the spell is for ice. So that is a healing crystal. Touch to regain health and restore life. If one of my characters dies, I can go to one of these crystals and it'll bring them back to life. It'll also fully heal everyone and give us all our energy back, but it takes a while to recharge. I guess no one was injured, so I probably shouldn't have wasted it there, but oh well. Scroll of Poison Cloud. I also don't need that because I am not a Earth Mage. And that is the end of level 1. Let's head on down to level 2. Okay.